And I'm like, oh, wait, like I have to hit the button
You need
instead of like,
or go live.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, well, I guess we should have saved that for, it could have been more of an organic conversation if I wasn't just like, oh, by the way, this. Oh, totally. And this is not a real Teams meeting. And then I got to remove that. But now I think I'm on the Instagram. I think that, hold please. Here we are. Okay. So that's streaming. And then I got to go to Facebook because even though this is a beautiful StreamYard, the P3 page is a private page, right? So I have to be like a person to do it first. So then I got to go back. And in theory, someone could be doing this for me and I could have like a intro and but we're not there yet. So this is welcome to the love letter. Not really a love letter because I'm not writing anything. What is this? The love stream.
The love stream.
Of someday there'll be professionalism here, but now you're getting the raw content. Okay. So then we should be on the P3 now.
Okay.
And then I like to do the woman and adult because we're talking about all those things.
Makes sense.
And then I think I'm done. I think we've posted to everything. And we can, and now we can begin again, even though we already began. Hello to the interwebs. The ether, as I call it, the internet. I'm excited for tonight's episode because I get to sit down with Loretta here. Ooh, and she's literally someone who's been on both sides of the desk, as I call it, right? The buying desk.
Right.
So Loretta's here. We're going to talk about her journey because it's a good one. You should listen. From retail buyer to now distributor buyer. And we're not talking like, oh, she's a distributor. No, like for one of the distributors of our industry, right? And what that experience gives to one of the sharpest perspectives in our industry. I think I took that from one of the articles, right? So congratulations. This is legit. We also have to celebrate your XBiz nomination.
Oh, I'm excited.
Right. And then the woman in adult article, like that's huge. That's a lot of stuff that's happened.
It's crazy. It all like, I don't know if it was an actual woman in adult or not, but I was definitely a feature, a day in the life. So I got to talk about work and dance and be in the magazine. And then right after that, I did an article for distribution, and that was in the EAN magazine. And then the nominations came out.
Oh, did Colleen write that one? I love her. I love her stuff. Yeah. Oh, she's brilliant. Colleen, you're brilliant. We love you.
So it was amazing. And like when they reached out for XBiz, I'm like, oh my God, both of my worlds colliding, dance and work. Heck yes, I'll do it. So
we I didn't put a note, but we got to talk about the dancing and how that's at some point too. So remind me, whatchamacallit, if you're just popping in, welcome. Tuesdays with Tori is where you've landed. And, I'm actually a sales director for Paradise Marketing. And, I'd done lubricants, liquids for almost a decade before moving into condoms. And it just blew my mind that the sort of information that I was starting to learn or like having a hard time getting straight answers or whatever, it was just like, why doesn't everybody know this? I didn't know this. How are we supposed to expect anybody else to, right? Because especially from a business perspective, they speak different languages. That being said, I'll have a condom joke for you, but I had started ranting into this void, the internet, the ether. And then guess what? You guys spoke back. Somehow I also got nominated for community figure. And then people keep coming and keep being like dance monkey. And I was like, but are you entertained? We shall continue. So I guess this is the sentient show. It's now your cancer to deal with, industry. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. Okay, you ready for the condom joke of the week?
Yes.
Okay, so a customer asked me what condom gives the most protection. What do you think I said? I said the one you actually put on. It's a joke. It's just that this is true. I'm not sure. Okay. So before we jump way too much into it, Loretta's here, and she is a badass buyer. of everything, but I don't want to give too much away. So I'm going to let you kind of start us off on like, hey, if you don't know, you need to know. What's Loretta? Thank you for being here. Let's start with, what did it mean for you to be in this great, awesome article? And I'm going to try to find it and pull it up real quick because I know you sent me the screenshots. And what brings you to my table? What brings you to my court, my love?
I'm excited. I had a big change in 2024
Big
from
one.
15 years in retail at the same spot. And I was lucky enough within 30 days to land at Honey's Place with Bonnie, and she's amazing. And I work really closely with Kyle and the sales reps there.
All really amazing people.
Yes.
Like, that's what I mean, like the people of,
I know,
like,
I'm surrounded by like
distributors. Yeah.
Such an amazing group of people, and I love working with them. So the article
working with them, and like,
I know, I love
work
working
with them
with
in the
you
same.
still.
Isn't that so fun when your friends are your buyers?
Yes.
Hi, we barely get to talk because it's always like we have to work. That's annoying.
We do, but one of the things that didn't change is I still get to talk to a lot of the vendors, a lot of the people at the brands. So
that is exciting.
Those relationships, which is awesome. Yes,
that rocks. That is exciting. I'll accept that. That is acceptable news in the change. All right. So you've lived both lives. Yes. Do you kind of want to talk a little bit more about your experience in a store chain for 15 years versus like what's helpful about that skill set and how's it translating?
Having that experience and exposure in the retail side for that long, especially at the same place, and watching it grow and blossom into what it became, only set me up for being able to be successful working for distribution. I would not have been able to take that on, I don't feel, much earlier without the success of buying for such a for retail, for buying for a chain of stores and buying all of it. It totally set me up for success working for distribution, because the volume, right? The volume's insane. The volume, different customers, our customers are, they're buying online. The sales reps are talking to them. So I'm not seeing them in the stores. So all of that experience definitely helped.
No, I was like, yeah, it's not, I don't want to say that it's like the scale got bigger, but like your percentages did get bigger. And like, now how you have to filter the information. That was a nice way to put it, because I remember feeling the same, but like sprinkle on a bunch of anxiety because I was going from Victoria's Secret sales floor, my husband who just happened to work at Fascinations, kind of thing, to like now it's all about this industry, right? And it's kind of like I felt like a lot of my skills wouldn't transfer because what am I doing? And like, they all do, right? Selling and customer service, and just it's hard to quantify some of those skills.
There's so many,
like a soft skill, but you learn so much, even just how to deal with people, which I think is really important. What do you think most people misunderstand about the buying process on either side?
I mean, there's just so much more to it than filling up a cart and, reordering.
You don't just like run a report.
No, that's not the only thing that you do. We do rely heavily on data for reorders, especially in distribution, because of the quantity and the volume, and the customers are just reordering in bulk.
But isn't it interesting? You can kind of change the data to whatever you want it to be, depending on your filter, right?
Absolutely.
Just leaving that there for the universe to interpret. But
the data is not
just looking at a trend and not realizing that, like, oh, well, that doesn't make sense because we have whatever holidays coming up. That trend's gonna be different. You can't just listen to the machine.
There's so many things that you have to think about, like Halloween, the holidays, all of tax season. So you have to be aware of the trends. You have to be aware of all of that for sure when it comes to buying. You have to research, you have to make time for that, and you have to listen. So like the data, that's one thing, but then the data is not telling you what to bring in. The data is not telling you, oh, this is going to sell really well for you. It's you and it's us and it's the customers.
But it's almost like, how do you quantify if a sales team has bought into a product and likes selling it, right? You can see it eventually in the numbers, like, you'll see like a spike, but it's it's hard. We're all trying to look into this crystal ball.
Yeah.
And make educated guess. But right, we don't actually know if that's what's going to happen.
No, you don't. And you have to get creative too, especially in distribution, because you can't just put the product at all times in their hands. What I love about Honeys is they do send out like samples and things, and customers' orders, and vendors will give us stuff. So they have those things available.
Oh, and the annual catalog, right?
Yeah.
That's really convenient for, at least I hear a lot of good things from retailers about it.
Yeah, the catalog is great. So it'll have every brand and the new products that they have released, and just selections that we carry. And we get creative with email blast and new arrival guides, banners, things like that on our website. You guys have to constantly be involving.
I still can't help it but like merchandise. Like I take my bookshelves out all the time. Like it's just something I still like to do, even though I'm not on the sales floor anymore, or maybe it's just decorating in general. But for you, have you experienced anything like that? Like, has being a former retail buyer shaped the way that you maybe assess like assortments as a whole in your buying process? Or again, is that just a completely different filter?
I mean, with merchandising, I think where that is a huge skill of mine, and something I do. I don't take lightly, because the experience helped me build that, and I'm really proud of it. And of course I miss it, but I think that that's helped me curate a better way with like putting products together and sending out what's new and how to select them and sort them from a retail customer point of view, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And of course it helps for buying.
Yeah. The data. You still have to listen to the data, or otherwise people are going to ask you about it. Yeah.
I'm like, that's our top seller. And then you read the data and you're like, okay, it's our second top seller. But yeah.
But still, something to be said about you stand to make more money stocking more of your top sellers than always branching out to your assortment.
Yes.
And now you have to look at all the assortments, because you're not just dealing with one chain, right? Every chain has a different sort of message or a different feeling, regionally, right? I love when I can look at the stores regionally and start seeing what areas maybe need different sizes. I find that interesting.
No, for sure.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, one of the other differences is that we have a lot of, besides US accounts, we have like Latin America. So we have Mexico accounts, and we have sales reps that help them out. And it's nice because then we offer a lot more Spanish speaking stuff, which I love that. So.
No, it's just, I think, there's something to be said about having that. The word of mouth is still the best marketing campaign ever. And just however you do that and what support you can do, I think that's a good thing. We're only as successful as the rest of us are. So I think, I know a lot of what we do isn't quite as taboo as maybe it used to be. Even though there's so many hurdles that you unnecessarily have to go through as a business in this industry, but that's another show. I digress.
Yes.
But it's anyway, we'll get back to the stuff here. Okay. What were we talking about? What advice do you think, do you wish brands sort of understood right before pitching new products to buyers? Because it seems like on my side of the table, it's always like, what do you need to present this to your buyer? What's the pricing? Are they going to need the UPCs? I need to know the inner cases. What's the competitive, like, what's the, but is what really is useful, right? Like I would like to know. Like, this is me picking at it.
Like, pictures, definitely pictures. Spreadsheets. So not having a picture and sending over a spreadsheet, especially if you're an established brand, most of the time they'll send you over the pictures. But if you're an established brand and you're just like, these are our new products, what do you want to bring in? We still want some information about them, some pictures, a description, pricing. Is it competitive with the other items similar to that from other brands on the market?
Right. Doesn't mean you're still not going to go out and do your own research. But
right. And we do,
give me what you think. Yeah.
Definitely as much information as possible. When's it releasing? What's the expected ETA? Is it in the States now? Like, do you have it in-house in your warehouse? And you get a lot of that information. a lot of the reps are very communicative. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like getting all, I know, because the reps are the ones talking, directly to the buyers on that side, but they still have to communicate to you, which is again a different kind of communication channel than I'm assuming it used to be when you're just managing store chains, right? How's that been?
A little different, because I guess I didn't realize like I would be dealing with a rep from each brand, and we carry so many brands. And I knew most of them, but there were some that I didn't know.
I love when you just meet somebody that you're like, hey, so a new person here. This is awesome.
It's been great. It's definitely a lot of communications and a folder for each manufacturer, and you get to know like who's your person, who else works there. It's definitely, I love it though. I love it.
I mean, it is very zesty, right? I'm never bored in this industry. Ever since it started with the lubes, it's like I've never bored. I've always found something to either like I found curious, or I wanted to learn more about, or especially from, I didn't know anything about like business in general. Like I was in my 20s. I was like, oh, I do what the corporate says. So just being able to be hands-on in a smaller sort of manufacturing practice was just crazy. So fun, but also crazy. What do you think? What could reps do to make that smoother? Right.
I mean, it's
or what can I do to make it smoother? Right. You could pick on the sales reps, or you could pick on the sales vendors, the vendor sales, the people.
I'm so understandable. You know that about me. Like I really, really am. And I understand that a lot of you reps travel. A lot, that you have the stores and like so many other distributor partners too, to keep those relationships going.
I think just too.
Checking in. I'm an over communicator, so I tend to like follow back through if I don't hear back from you.
Which I appreciate. I have the ADHD, so sometimes it's like I thought I responded, but I just put the bullet points and they're in the outbox. I have to make it English or whatever it is.
Yeah. But I think a lot of them, I think they do great. I think it's when you get something new that I see a lot is new brands getting into the market and not knowing where to go and what to do. So it's interesting getting to meet those people and talk to them. And they need a little guidance because they're bringing you like, well, this is the MSRP, and they don't necessarily understand quite about distro pricing or wholesale pricing.
Well, it's not like it's written down.
Yeah.
There are rules. We won't go through them here that you just end up experiencing, but it's not like it's written down, and it's a traditional business. But to your point, you need to know to whom you're selling.
Right.
And also, I guess getting that data sometimes is hard, right? If you actually go, what is it? The last market research I was looking at for the industry as a whole, it's still like, oh, it's projected to be whatever, a $600 billion industry by 2055.
Oh my God.
And I'm just kind of like, where? And it's retail is down, but FDM and online is up, right? So it is expanding, but it's like, how do I get the market share information for this side? It's hard.
Yeah.
So you got to ask.
Yeah, for sure. But I welcome all the brands, and I want, we want to carry them all. We always want to bring in new brands. We just have to make sure it makes sense for us, as anyone would. So.
Well, yeah, it doesn't do anybody good if you like take on too much, and now you've got products sitting in a warehouse. It doesn't help anybody. Nobody's looking at it. Nobody's selling it if it's in a box in a warehouse.
Right.
So 2025 has been different, not just for you because you had a huge change, but just to me, the industry has had some major shifts post-pandemic. I'll just say post-pandemic, right? And fill in where you will, politics, economics, tariffs. We complain about everything on tariffs, whatever it is. We've had, as an industry, post-pandemic's just been a lot.
It's been a crazy year.
Thank you for saying it. Sometimes I feel like, am I just feeling crazy? Because I'm like just here in my house with the books. But so thank you for validating me. No, it's been a ride.
It's the price changes alone, like you know, I understand that's a touchy subject, but when prices change because of tariffs or whatever the reason, which the tariffs sucked, but
Yeah, it affects
we still
everybody.
have to work and we still have to make a living and we have to, you know, ride the wave until it's done. So, you know, that was a lot throughout the first, I don't know, 6 months of the year. A lot of price changes, letting your customers know that these prices are going up and this is why. And the
Well,
sales
then I'm
reps,
sure they're feeling like
yeah,
we start to, like, I have to tell you, oh my God, now
yeah,
this brand had an update. Oh my God, now they just told me
yeah,
this brand had an update. And now, to have that same communication, how do you tell one update from the other in your box at some point?
right. It's, you know, that's been tough and out of stocks, but simply because out of stocks, you know, waiting for this tariff, you know, or this percentage to drop before we spend this much, and things that not all consumers or customers truly really, you know, understand or put forth the effort to understand.
Yeah,
But
it's one of those. It's such a huge number, like a chunk
yeah,
on your P&L that typically no one has an extra 200K in
right.
cash lying around. That wouldn't be good business. You need to be investing into your business. So
Yeah,
it's not just like, people aren't willing to pay. It's just, in my opinion, it seems like everything happens so quickly, and among other things, that it's like,
right.
how could you have budgeted for that? But anyways,
Exactly. And then it made it difficult a little bit to, if prices went up and then you did have to buy and do a very large order, like, do you want to order what you were ordering, knowing that that price is this much higher? And are your customers going to buy it? And then are their customers going to buy it? So that
yeah,
was
right. You
another
can't have empty pegs, but also there's
right.
a shift happening. Like,
Yeah.
where's it going to go?
Right.
Yeah. So that being said, have some of the trends in your opinion, and like different supply chain shifts and consumer behavior. Like,
Right.
how has that changed? How distributors have to do category planning.
Right. So I touched a base a little bit about it in my article that I did with Colleen, but COVID or pre-COVID, retailers, or you had your main distributor and maybe you bought direct with a few people. And then during COVID, you had to get and source product wherever you could get and source product because you needed it because it was flying off the shelves. Now, post COVID, in the years to follow, I feel that you still have your main distributor that you have that relationship with, and I'm talking about a retailers.
This is all hypothetical,
Yeah,
people. Disclaimer.
hypothetically.
Star.
But then you also have maybe a second distributor because of stock, or they have this brand that your main one doesn't. And maybe you go direct with this. I think that for me, and what I'm seeing is there's not as much battle over direct or distribution. Like, there is so many benefits to working with distributors. And of course, there's benefits to working with vendors, but they want you to, like, they're very loyal to the distributors and they want, you know, for the most part. And
Well, and we're technically like a master distributor. So
yeah,
the same, but like not in the same concept. So it's like,
right,
I get it, but I would prefer you handle other sides of those things for
right,
the same reason you just mentioned. I value my time, and I know not that people don't value their time, but it seems to be, in my opinion, something that doesn't always make it on a budget or a P&L.
yeah,
So I don't want to have to hire 3 more people to manage all these additional vendors when I'm still placing orders with my distributor for other stuff. Like, I'm just
right.
like, bag it, tag it, bundle it, let's
And
go.
even right. And even though it's been a wild year, like, we've still brought in, you know, some new brands. So there's always the possibility, if you see something that makes sense, to bring it in and make it available to your customers. So you just have to you know, keep an eye on the trend. You have to know what's going on in the market. You have to be aware of everything.
I guess it's kind of like, and not that I'm leading a team now, but I remember people back in the day used to ask me, like, how do you know if you have somebody, if they have the skill set for, what you're doing? And I'd be like, well, that person's in sales, so
Yeah,
they're expected to have some of these situations, right? Like, but I don't also expect them to know how to, run my macro codes,
yeah,
right? So it's just kind of having that intuition, I guess. So it's like buyers have, I would just like, that looks shiny. The report said I needed it, done. Right. I'm obviously a bit more of a communicative artist, we'll say.
Right.
But how do you do it? Because I have a hard time listening to my instinct or then overthinking, right? How do you balance your data with that sort of instinct?
I think I've learned to follow my gut. And if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. But I've learned to follow my gut and ask other people's opinions if I don't know, or if I'm second guessing myself. It's funny because Kyla and I think alike a lot. So she'll be like, what do you think? And I'm like, is this a test? And I'll be like, we should bring in this and this and this. And she's like, I think so too. And then, okay, let's add this. So, and she comes from retail as well. She worked at Hustler. So,
oh, and I always look forward to seeing her outfits. Every show. I can't wait. Kyle, if you're listening, I cannot wait for the runway.
I can't wait to see her because I only get to see them a few times a year too because I work from home now.
Well, same. I'm like, I go see my boss, right?
Yes.
See the Christopher and then Kyle and everybody when we do the show. But that's exciting. So I will see you in January. Yes.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot what I was talking about. That's my ADHD.
We were talking about your instinct over just the
data.
Data.
So just following that. And like I said, for me, I can look at the title and the description and the price all day long, but I need to see it. I don't have to feel it, but I need to see it. And if I'm questioned about the product, I need to see the packaging. Because packaging,
and I bet a lot of that comes from just your experience with being as close to being on the floor and doing the purchasing for that, right? Like I don't think it's one of those things that's like you can't teach it, you just have to have it.
Right.
It.
I'm like, but what's the package look like? Let me see the back of the package. I'm a weirdo, but no, it's all
I
don't
think that's a weirdo. I think that's passionate. Is that the possible other weirdo?
I love it. I'm just glad to still be buying. So
yeah, right. It is. I mean, again, it's been a few rough years, and we're all reinventing, right? Adapt or die. And I appreciate all the opportunities and learning and growth, but sometimes it's been a lot, and we're tired, and that's okay.
2026 is going to be amazing.
It's going to be something.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing, but maybe there's like a different word. I like amazing, but I need a leveled up.
I know it's going to be something. We'll see.
I'll think of it at like 2 a.m. Okay. Whatever the word is.
Yes.
What do you think is the biggest challenge for retailers right now? Like from your seat?
I think from what I'm hearing is getting the foot traffic in the doors. So online sales seem to be up, like you had mentioned earlier. I don't think those customers have gone away. I think they're just kind of stuck right now, like watching kind of also how we're watching tariffs or shipping and freight, like that's another big difference. It costs a lot of money to ship pallets of products.
Right. Yeah. Like you might have not gotten hit too bad on the tariff itself, but then all of a sudden people were telling me it was like $800 to just receive my container.
Right. And I'm like, what? So that's definitely a lot, like, shipping and things like that. I think it's hard for the retailers, but they'll just be getting creative and offering, incentives to get their customers back in through the doors.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what do you think we can, like, what should we all be doing to support this? It's getting creative. That's something I've heard a lot from other people, and just getting that word of mouth out there.
Staying in touch, even if you can't offer a sale, or even if you're not able to bring them back in the door, maybe just sending them a coupon for a return visit in the new year, and just staying in touch, whether it's an email blast, a phone call, something.
All right, get creative with your touches too, I'd say, right? Not everybody wants to say, hey, I'm circling back, I'm following up. Like make a talking point then if you don't have one, right? Talk about condoms. I'll give you some speaking points, retailers. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. This has been fun. I feel like
I've enjoyed this. I was actually really nervous. So
why are you nervous? It's just me.
Nervous. I know.
Oh, I know. My guest next week is like, oh my God, I thought you might forget. You're gonna make me do it. I'm so scared.
Tori.
Well, it's just me. I haven't even figured my life out. Someday maybe everybody could be nervous and concerned. But for now, I've got like 2 years of content that I have yet to do things with. So everybody it's fine. Okay. But when it happens, it's going to be beautiful.
Yes, it will.
It's going to be beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about one way, right? One example that you've been, as you said, kind of just how do you get your support out there in your community and go be creative? One way is write an article.
Yeah.
Call Colleen. That can help inspire things. So just tell us about it. How was the experience, and what message do you hope that just not particularly women in the industry, but I'm highlighting that because we are, but for anybody, like what do you hope people can take away from, whenever Colleen's amazing and she makes all the words make sense, but it's still emotional whenever you do these sort of interviews, right? Like you're giving a piece of your opinion, if not your soul, to the paper. What were you hoping we would take away from that?
So for the article with Colleen, I was just hoping that people understood that distribution isn't going away and that they are getting creative. And one way they're getting creative is like hiring people like me, like Bonnie and Kyle took a chance with me. And
yay, Bonnie,
I think that's great. I think that having people and using their skills to the best of their ability is amazing. And then, of course, offering training, any incentives that you can to your customers, to your sales reps, be a team. Having education is so important. And then I wanted to
not just product education, like just walking around people education and selling education. I just, for my own vendetta, I wanted to make that disclaimer because sometimes I feel like when I go do trainings and people just need to know like the exact whatever dimensions and all the ingredients and how many speeds and da. It's like, no, you need to, yes, you need to know that, but you don't need to know every single your buyers. You, Loretta, need to know that because but like, don't stress out so much about it, my friends, selling on the retail floor, because typically a consumer, they want to know the speeds and fees, but they're not going to go. They don't need to know all of that. What you need to know is how to sell it and how to get the correct, like emotion that you want to share with said customer when they told you what experience they're looking for.
Yep. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. So I think that it was just a good article to do it was my first article with Honey's Place and writing about working for distribution and how it differs and how it's, great to have a distributor. So that was a really good article. And doing
I found my clap banner.
I know, clap. Yeah, I love it. I feel like I'm on TV.
Hey, someday, see, it's just going to get better from here.
Right.
And
then I just wanted to mention the XBiz article. That was a really, really inspiring and a passion of mine to be able to be in a magazine for work and talk about something that I care deeply about with dance. So
I'm going to ask you about dance because I want to try to salsa in my own house and then I forget. Hey, look at this guy. It's my husband. Ryan is saying he just went to a Tidewater event last week. So he did like a little AME, but for boats, right? Because he's selling boats now. Oh my, he got such good swag. I'm stealing it all. Look at this. These are like cash cards. And so they have, all these, what to do if you can't close the deal kind of card, right? Like, do you offer a guarantee? Like how you battle these sort of like, questions to close the deal. So I'm stealing everything. I hope no one at Tidewater events is listening, but he came back. And what he is saying is, we've been talking a lot about how Google search is slowly starting to take a back seat to ChatGPT and other AI search functions. In the next couple of years, we'll show new customer trends to consider. So, right, everybody's been spending traditionally how much money? Thousands of dollars on like Google SEO.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, how do we make sure that we're coming? Because I'm doing it too. I go to the page to search for it, but then I look at the little AI snippet, right? Yeah. I don't go, find the website and read it for myself now. So that is interesting. How do you stay on the ChatGPT?
That is definitely going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. Cause I thought about that, but I didn't think about it with like the search engines and stuff.
It's just now happening.
Right. Cause there's so much work that even when I was leaving retail, there's so much work people are putting in to make sure that their store shows up first when you Google, my local adult store. So,
which now that's still going to be important, but also,
right.
Okay, it needs to.
But now what? So is chat? Yeah, that's interesting.
I did check. It says Paradise is the #1 distributor for condoms.
Oh,
and somehow it knows about this little thing, and it popped up on like industry podcasts. So I was like, okay. I'm not there yet. You can't go find me on Spotify, but it's queued up for someday. We're dreamers. But I forgot. Look at all these other people were saying hello to you, and we were talking. Megan popped in to say hi. Cam's talking about sexual civilians, thinking we're killing it a lot harder than we actually are. Right. And Blanca's loving your pastel pink.
Oh, thank you, Blanca.
Isn't that fun? And then like your friends come in and
I love them.
Super cool. I don't know. I'm trying to recreate. I went to college and I was in the dorm for way too long, but definitely for my freshman year, trying to recreate where the people just usually keep their doors open and you're like, hi, right? That's what I'm doing. It's like, we're having a conversation, but the door's open. You can come in.
Doors open.
But also if you're a jerk, I can just remove your comments. I have all this power here that that I still don't know how to use, but we're working on it. So what keeps you inspired and grounded and in the middle of all this freaking noise, my friend? And this is, again, I'm being selfish. I'm gonna and turn it into content because it's been a lot.
All of you. So I have so many friends in the industry that keep me going, support me, inspire me. And dance and my sons. It's weird because they're not home no more. My youngest is 21. I know. So
hi, Nathan. Power.
He's 21. He's in the Army. So just staying grounded for me is just staying in touch with what matters most to me, which is my career and dancing, family. I can't. Yeah, all of that.
The stuff is finally in the correct priority bucket.
Right. I've only been dancing for 4 years, and it took a while to build up to where I'm at now. When you're in retail, you're driving everywhere into all the stores and doing so much. Where now I have a 9-to-5 job. So I'm like, what?
Do you know? Well, I mean,
it's not.
I say mine's 9 to 5, but then like Chris
not
is on
9
the
to
West
5,
Coast.
But meaning like I'm not answering emails at midnight or no one's calling me at 10 p.m. Do you know what I mean?
It's not expected that you need to be at a midnight beck and call because you don't have a store that's open that you need to be.
Right. And listen, I enjoyed that. I loved all of that. But this taught me, I think the universe knew what it was doing and it taught me to slow down. So
that's that whole, trying to be patient.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. But it's great. And just, staying in touch, like, yeah.
Any special people you want to shout out that supported you to shape you to this beautiful path along the way?
I do want to take a second. My first original person that I ever met was Ducky Doolittle.
Oh, I adore her.
That's when I knew that I wanted to make this my career. So that was like mind blowing. But the people,
I'm still going to clip this and tag her or send it to her.
Definitely. And I've written about that like in my first Woman and Adult 5 or 6 years ago. And then Cherie Curry, she's amazing. She's family.
We love you.
Kim comes from, she used to work with me and they lived on the East Coast. They now live in Vegas and they're amazing. Taylor Means, she's my best friend. I love her. Aww, and I talk to her all the time. She helps me, gives me advice. Megan's the boss. Congratulations, Megan. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Big round of applause for Megan, but also kind of in my head, I was like, why? I'm not surprised. But also kind of like about damn time. Right.
And then, like, of course, like, I'm so happy for her. And then the pioneers, you know, like Bonnie and Susan, Elliot, like those type of people, like they all treated me from day one like I'm just another person. They've been great. And Eileen, actually, I miss her from ECN. She's been there for me from day one.
I
She's
haven't talked to her in a minute. Oh, she's been doing it over 20 years, and she's not like an old lady. Like, she's definitely someone that's got a lot of perspective.
But yeah, that, and believe it or not, like David Patesh, I still talk to David. I mean, I worked for the man for 15 years. So I just
not a little amount
of time. No, we're like family. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in the new year, hopefully.
Oh, David, we're coming for you in January. Look at Ryan had more things to say and I skipped it. Okay. One of the big things that helps is acknowledging competitors. We had an example placed where many people type in, what is the next best X product? Companies who show a non-biased representation of categories may take a leap forward in the new search platform. Okay, so that makes sense. Kind of like you used to Google, like, what are the 10 best shampoos for dry hair or whatever. And instead of, finding a blog that somebody wrote or an article and then doing a backlink sort of advertising, he's saying you might just get better search results because you just pop up on the new search. Interesting. Like, we didn't have enough to consider.
There's so much. So much.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do the fun rapid rounds.
Okay.
Unless anybody out there has more questions or you would like to mention more things.
We're nearing the end.
Yeah, that's why I was
I had notes, but you made it super easy and it flew great. So
we'll check your notes. Make sure there wasn't anything else you definitely want to talk about. And then we'll go to rapid fire.
Just keeping up to date with your platforms. Like, we redid our website at Honey's Place. So that's
important. Which is not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of work.
No, not at all. And networking's important.
And if you need help, you can just reach out and
make sure that you ask for what you need. Don't be afraid to ask, because you don't know if you don't ask. Of course, we all were taught that, but
yeah, but still, sometimes it's hard when, at least for me, I'm using it on you here. Like, sometimes I feel like I don't want to ask more than once, and people need to be reminded.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Okay, rapid fire time. Ready? No overthinking.
Okay.
Favorite trade show snack?
Cookies.
Yeah. What kind? Like chocolate chip?
Chocolate chip. That's
a great one.
Plain.
Right? Oh, I feel you. Or maybe I just also want cookies. Good idea.
Cookies.
A product you always stop to look at or make sure you can see it on a show floor, any show floor.
Two things. Anything inflatable, just because I think inflatables are like underrated, and there's so many different things that you can do with inflatables, and anything double-ended. I think that Megan has a good idea of a lot of like the together toys for,
oh my God, they're brilliant.
Women. Like, yeah. So definitely, and that's a personal thing for me. I guess I should have said that. The double-ended thing is more like personal, what I look at. But
and here's it's an authentic personal show.
Yeah,
right. Like, this is opinion show. Okay, if you don't want opinions, don't be here. Okay, bye.
I mean, I look at everything, obviously, but like inflatables, they catch my attention. They sell very well. So
yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you want to keep tabs on just, interesting categories? Because then what if there's a trend happening? I feel like I'd have some insight. Or at least you already know. I don't know. I'm always telling my boss, my job, right, as sales director, is to present you the opportunities. It doesn't mean we always have to do this stuff, right?
Present them.
So that's where it's like, I can't control the timing of when the things happen, but at least, if someone's like, hey, do you know someone at Honey's Place to da-da-da? Like, oh yeah, Loretta, right? Or whatever, because like you've had conversations with people or you've asked around. That the hard part is going and sourcing a brand new person to do whatever it is you need to do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What's one big retail trend that you're super excited about?
I mean, it's weird, right? That people are like trending based on what they see on TikTok. and it could be great for us. And then it's also could be something that I've never even seen before. But definitely it's still the alien creature, mystical sci-fi type of items that are trending. But
and
not
it's a fun category because it's so different.
It's super fun. Grinding pads seem to be on the rise.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So of course roses will always be around, but they want to up and like above and beyond that.
Yeah, so, it's kind of like rose has become what, like you have like your standard wand shape and like a rabbit shape now. Now it's like the rose is now its own like category. So like I think people still have a wall dedicated to all the different roses.
Right. Cute things are back in. You want to, with
how do we feel about that? I don't know, because sometimes I'm like, oh my God, it's so cute. But then I'm also like, I'm not trying to feel cute right now. But I think the wrong target market, maybe.
For me, I know but I know it's going to sell.
What's the data sell? Yeah, like, what does the data
and then it sells. And then when you say that and you check the sales, and you're like, yes, it did sell.
Yeah, so I was like, well, if it's selling, that's all you need to know.
Right.
Like, what's the data?
Yeah. Okay. I guess it doesn't matter how I personally feel because it's selling. So.
Yeah. Is there a market? Yeah. That's what we need to know.
Right.
Okay. Well, they're selling. You know what? Things that are bringing more foot traffic and people in the store, I'm gonna buy it. I'm about it. But what's your biggest buying pet peeve? Like mine is one, not that I'm a buyer, but just if I was a buyer, because it already bugs me, is like when people don't know how to use a filter on Excel. I'm sorry. I judge you if you can't figure out my filter. It's just a filter.
I don't know. Like maybe not even out of stocks, because I get that, but maybe if they don't tell you that something's out of stock and then you don't know until you get it in and receive it, and maybe it was a special order that you have to then turn around and tell the customer. But that's like a little pet peeve, but I try to be very like, hey, can you let me know if there are any out of stocks? I'll adjust the order accordingly. But
out of stocks are just a fucking pet peeve for sure. Yeah, they make everything worse.
I'm like, yeah, no, my customer wants this specific one. So
yeah. Oh, Nathan agrees. Perpetual back orders. No, they suck for everybody. Yeah. Like I'm not even. No, like when Trojan's back ordered on something, I have to back order it and manage. Do you want it still, or do you not want it? Right. And then I got to bug them about a time, and you got to keep bugging me about a time, and that's just like so much work and not the money. It happens. It happens to everybody. It's just part of business. But I would agree with that.
So I guess that.
If you weren't in the industry, what do you think you'd be doing?
Now in my life, I would hope to be dancing, Latin dancing somewhere. Probably before I started dancing, I always thought like a lawyer would be cool. I'd be too nice. I'd be up there crying. I don't know. I'd be like, I don't know if I could do that. But I love the industry. If I wasn't in the industry, I would want to be dancing probably.
Maybe we would dance for the industry, but in a cool way. It's not like how is dancing going for you? Like I know you were saying it's just been 4 years now, but you just kept showing up. I'm like, not that you need my approval. I'm super proud of you for that. Because just moving your body is so important.
Moving your body.
It doesn't matter what you do, but moving your body is so important.
Making eye contact now. I think the last thing I have to work on, which my instructor tells me, like we all learn at different paces. And I had injuries. So I had 2 injuries, a knee surgery, an elbow surgery. So that's taken time away from out of the 4 years. But I'm still counting like under my breath. So I'm still like counting the steps 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
Instead of like in your head now.
Yeah. So I just have to stop with my mouth doing that. But
stop with your mouth, Loretta.
I know, stop doing that. But it's every time I go out social dancing, I'm conquering a fear because I'm going to dance with someone new, probably that I've never met. And it's just, it's therapy in its own right. And it's fun, but I just love the Latin. Like I want to go to Puerto Rico. I want to go everywhere and just dance Latin.
How fun.
Yeah. And maybe I'm hoping to meet someone along the way. So we'll see.
Okay. I'm manifesting the romance book in my head. That was so fun.
one day. But no, it's great. I'm happy that I'm able to do it, and it's exercise, it's therapy, and I needed something, and it's definitely my passion.
You still need that, like, the zest. Don't want to feel like you're just like, at least for me, I don't mean to be so complicated, but it's like, yes, I know I have my things and my responsibility and I do the stuff, but I need to, like, I don't know, I need to, maybe it's just the ADHD and the depression and the anxiety, but I was like, but I need to like it enough that I need to be zesty enough that I want to pay attention to it.
Yes.
So otherwise I'm bored, but not bored.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this was super fun.
This was fun.
You're so sweet, and thank you for coming, and don't be nervous at all. Anybody, if you want to come, somebody else had said the same thing. They're like, oh, but I'm shy. I didn't want to ask. No, please.
Just ask.
DM me. Ask me. I want everybody to come and have a conversation. And if you have topics you want to talk about, or, you feel like you'd like to know more about something, that's the whole point of this, people. There is no book, but maybe you can come vent and have some musings. And other rants here on the show. Before we do the official closing, Loretta, my love, it's been amazing. Thank you again for coming. What's maybe one little nugget of wisdom you'd like to leave our fabulous audience with, and then do the shameless plug, like let people know where they can find you and connect with Honeys and network with you later in January or whatever.
Always follow your gut. Follow your gut. Believe in that. That's my piece of advice. honeysplace.com. We are a distributor based in San Fernando, California. And then Loretta Gooding on Instagram or Facebook. And I'm nominated for Community Figure of the Year, which is my first time nominated in this category.
That's so cool. I feel like, can we have like I don't know, let's take a community figure like photo before the event or whatever.
Wait, you're nominated in the same category too.
That's like so many people in the same category.
And Josh.
That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah. It's like, it's so many fabulous people in that category. Yes, I'm just like feeling blessed to be in it. I'm like, I'm just happy I'm on the board. Right. So I'm like, we should make not like a club, but let's have our own. Can we sit at the same table for a minute and take a selfie and do whatever else? We're like, yeah, we're the community figures. I'm
excited.
Should we get stickers?
I know, Community Figure of the Year.
Can I put a special pin on my back?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because that's pretty much everything else. I have to do that with the SWPA too. I'll be like, hey, you could ask me about the SWPA.
Right.
You know it exists.
Ask me.
It's been amazing, and I think that's our cue, because you got to get to class, and then I'm pretty sure either a child's coming home right now or a husband. This is how we timed it, and that's a wrap, everybody. It's Tuesday.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. If you haven't figured us out by now, I try to do this every Tuesday, and if you're part of the adult retail industry or interested in it or whatever, want to have a conversation, reach out. I do this on the Instagram at Tori Tia, and I got a YouTube thing. I'll post them here, but someday it'll be easy to find. But otherwise, you can go on YouTube, catch the replay, reach out to us, and I'll see you all next Tuesday.
Bye.